So Spudgers, today we are seeing the film of the year, Morbius. Are you excited?
I don't even know what it's about.
Hello, my name is Ripley. Welcome to the video.
What's up, schmucks? I hope you're all doing well today. Before we talk about the best movie of the year, I want to let you know about my podcast, the G Words Podcast. The G Words are my group of content creator friends. Spudgers, Always Laggin', and Brandomations. And every week, we come together to discuss whatever we want. It's like the Wild West of podcasts, and we're as wily as they come. So click the links down below and go check it out. I'm sure you'd probably maybe like it. Alright, enough of that. Let's discuss Morbius. Morbius. Fuck. Morbius, is directed by Daniel Espinosa and stars Jared Leto as the titular Dr. Michael Morbius. The story here follows the good doctor who suffers from a rare blood disease that makes him like that fragile prick from SpongeBob.
Oh, no! Ow.
So in his quest to uncover a cure, he ends up turning himself into a vampire. And now we have another mediocre superhero movie for the pile. So the critics are just fucking dogpiling on this movie, making it out to be like it's atrocious, like gouge out your eyes type shit. And it's not. I mean, I would sooner shoot myself over watching Euphoria than watching Morbius. But that's not really an endorsement. This movie is bad, it's just not that bad, you know what I'm saying? So normally I structure my reviews by starting with the good and then going into the bad and what I didn't like. But honestly, I don't really have anything nice to say about this movie. Hey, it's kind of like the opposite of my Batman review, which was just 20 minutes of sucking the movie's dick because it was incredible. And this review is gonna be not that at all. Alright, so let's start with Jared Leto. Leto isn't bad in this movie, and it's not really him that doesn't work. It's the direction that he's given. Jared Leto can be a campy, wacky actor who gives ridiculous and over-the-top performances. But here, he's very subdued, but to a point where he's boring to watch. He's got a few quips and jokes here and there that I did like and made me chuckle, but on the whole, Michael Morbius is just a really uninteresting and uncompelling protagonist. The main movies I want to compare this one to are Venom and Venom 2 Let There Be More Venoms, because in those movies, Eddie Brock is an oddly compelling character. He's just a sad, sweaty loser, and he's getting thrown around by a weird alien.
Shit.
Like, that's so endearing. Plus, Tom Hardy plays that character excellently, and the duality of Eddie and Venom is really fun, and this movie has none of that. Michael Morbius isn't compelling or fun, he's bland. This is a silly character and a silly story, but this movie goes for a deathly serious tone, and it doesn't work. And not only is the protagonist really bland and boring, this whole movie is bland and boring. There's nothing new or inventive in this movie, and it repeats cliches and tropes that we've seen done to death in this genre. Shang-Chi is a pretty standard and run-of-the-mill superhero movie, but that movie introduced new combat styles, characters, and lore to the wider universe, and by doing that, it justified itself for being what it is. Sure, it did conform to cliches and tropes that we'd seen, but it was doing enough new stuff that we as an audience can forgive it for playing into those tropes and cliches. Morbius didn't do that. This should have been a horror movie or a thriller or something like that. He's a fucking vampire. That would have been wicked cool, but nah, Sony said,
Make a basic bitch superhero movie, please and thank you.
So that's what we got. Also, the pacing of this movie is really bizarre. It's not a long movie, I think it's like an hour 50, but the pacing is both slow and rushed. It's really weird. Like, you're running through all these different plot points and they're not getting fleshed out or given any time to breathe, but at the same time, this movie was boring and felt like it was 3 hours long. It was really weird. Matt Smith is in this movie, he's Loxias Crown, and he's really just chewing up some scenery, and he gives a wacky, silly performance, and he is fun, but he feels so out of place in this movie because, again, this movie takes itself so seriously, and he's just like being a wacky little jokester, and I don't know, it didn't work. He's also not a compelling antagonist, and this movie does that thing where the hero and the villain have the same power sets, just one of them is mean and the other one's not. You know, like standard MCU type shit. As for other elements in this movie, the entire supporting cast is just kind of there. They don't do anything. None of them makes any kind of impact. Oh, and the action sequences. They're not very good. The action here is really uninspired and hard to follow, and it's not good. The best action set piece, though, is the one on the boat where he just kills a bunch of people, but they released a clip of 80% of that scene online, so you can go watch the only good part of the movie right now for free. Just do that. Oh yeah, and the post-credit scenes. They're bad. They're like really bad, man. Oh my god. Easily the worst parts of the whole thing. Just fucking awful. Ugh. No bueno. No good. I hated it and everything it was alluding to. I did not enjoy that. No siree. But that's that. Morbius is a boring fucking movie and I have nothing to say about it. I was bored making this video. That's why it took so long. I didn't want to do it, but I figured I should. Anyway, Morbius is painfully bland and annoyingly uninspired. The movie attempts nothing interesting and instead plays it safe with a character that offered a multitude of possibilities in the horror department, but instead we ended up with a standard but subpar run-of-the-mill superhero movie. The protagonist and antagonist are both equally uninteresting, the supporting cast makes no impact, the action sequences are not impressive, and the only thing this movie tries to do is set up things to come, but the things it tries to set up are objectively stupid. So yeah, don't go see Morbius. I'm really angry that I did. I wish I just saw Batman again. Like fucking hell, man. If I'm gonna watch a movie about a Batman, I want it to be the Batman. But anyway, if you enjoyed this or found any of it informative, leave a like. And if you didn't like this and you didn't find it informative, leave a like. Also, if you like my stupid voice for some reason, feel free to check out my podcast that's linked down below. Again, you'll probably maybe like it. And or you can subscribe to the channel and join the cult of schmucks, which is what I'm calling my subscribers now. That's a thing. I'm like Jim Jones, but a turkey, and instead of drinking the Kool-Aid, we'll have like cranberry sauce that kills everybody. That's kind of funny. Hey Ridley, write that down.
Okay.
But that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.